Okay, it's 12th of September, currently 2:39 p.m. GMT. This is Bitcoin on a weekly chart. It's pretty interesting chart. I'm going to discuss why I think this should rally back up into around those highs in here somewhere in this area, and then potentially make some new highs around 80,000 or something. But just going to discuss that, and we'll see how I'll manage that position right in here, and see if it does work in coming weeks. So here, if you see this move here, it picked up that large bit of liquidity from these lows, before filling that thin gap in here, and that's your kind of that all-time highs, not all-time highs, but basically those significant highs from 2018 at 20,000 ish area. And so price here actually needed to maintain, right? So it moved up, went through those highs, comes back down, picks this up. So here price went back up. This move up absolutely needed to maintain. If that move starts breaking down, then potentially, it's like we'll potentially, like, if sorry, yeah, if this move starts to break down, then potentially, we, again, as I said, we'll end up filling those gaps and much lower, right? So we broke down, comes back in here. So again, this fractal here was very important, right? So I, in basically around the starting of 2024, I thought that these were pretty great sells. I think these are sells to actually push price back down. But as you can see, price breaks that, comes into the feeder here, comes back down here, and then starts to fail. So typically when price action here started to shift above that important area, it's kind of telling this like a shift on that overall structure. So price ended up moving much higher through those all-time highs in here, and then starts to consolidate again. So again, similarly, like this structure here, this structure right now is pretty important right now, because that what broke that was this structure broke what needed to maintain, right, to basically contain that sell pressure in here, right? So I had marked a few pockets in here, price moved up and just comes back down, right? So but what's important is how actually price is coming back down. So there are two ways. So typically when price moves very aggressively, it does two things, right? Either it just moves up and then just basically comes aggressively to the downside. That is typically showing you that, hey, there's just this was basically a seeking move. It was like thin move in here, and then this price just comes back in and fills into that thicker area, right? But the second case is when price extends or moves very aggressively. Typically it takes on that kind of that very efficient behavior right now. Typically suggestive that, okay, this was somewhere in here, that this was some fresh buying in here, and then if price comes back down into that area overall, well, okay, so sometimes there are also some shelves in there which price might have to deal with. But overall, if price comes back into the base, typically this is just telling you, hey, it's like there was some buyer pressure. You are coming into the base of that buyer pressure. So price, there's a high chance that when price comes back all the way back down to that area, it picks up and just moves, right? So similarly, this is the kind of thing that you are seeing right now on Bitcoin here. So here you can see that kind of that base or that tag which broke that, as I explained aggressively. Look at how much time it took to come down, like up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then down, finally into very thin move throughout that area. This bit of exposed extension into that structure here, very good buy to run us back up into maybe into that apex or much higher. Now taking you on a daily chart here, I initially thought that this is going to be the bottom here. I think price would pick it up, go back up, through, because this structure doesn't look the best to me, So I thought that price might stall somewhere in these areas, some stalling in here, hold on for a couple of days, and then finally starts to break out of basically this whole range and through those highs, and then there will be a structure here or a consolidation that would have needed to maintain. And when it broke down here, then it's just kind of that that game over, that it's coming really to the downside, maybe into those 44s and then much lower. So that's the idea that I had initially. But when price moved up and then this move up slowly started to fail, this area being quite dealt off. So if price was bullish here, it should have held in that 61,000 area. So this is another kind of the line of sand. You want to see this 61,000 area break to basically have access to 69,000 and then potentially through those highs, right? So for me here, I think it's a pretty nice opportunity right here. I missed that buy because it's coming into that base in here, just basically shifting us above that low. There's a fractal on that lower time frame that would have need when price was basically going down here. Price would have stalled a little bit here, and then this is where these reactions are coming off of, so kind of like support resistance. But so price picks up again. Look at the thin movement here, so if again similarly, like if price is bullish, I would like to see that basically that whole run up needed to maintain, right? So if price is bullish right now, I would like to see that area or that low hold, right? And then if similarly, if price is bearish, then it, to me, it should have held that area, because all of this is depleted, right? And I don't categorize this as a thicker pickup in here. It's not the most voluminous pickup in that area. So I think that move is basically a seeking move. It's kind of that looking for that buy liquidity that finally got here, and then I think it's quite ready to push up. But when I start to break it down a little bit low, on the lower time frames in here, like, so to me, price has picked up beautiful long, run us back up into that apex in here. That's fine. It doesn't look the best to me, but it's fine. And then to me, this whole thin run here is very important. I won't for now. Maybe we have to see how price comes back down, but maybe I don't want to see price breaking that sort of area, like call it like 56,000ish area on closing basis. Even like if price takes that wick out, I don't see much in its way, and potentially we have a little bit move lower into that area. But if this area breaks right now, 56,000 or that low or the yesterday's lows get taken out at 55,500, then potentially I think much likely or more likely, I think there's a move incoming to the downside. At this point, I think I have to hold on to the bullish thoughts and then potentially look for some breakdown to the lower end. But I do have some pockets in here that I would like to see how price reacts if it comes into them. So again, dissecting all of that, I think this move up is right now in control on the lower time frames. If that moves, if that move up right here is beginning to fail, then it's a bit it's a bit confusing right now. I think but right now I think here I taken a trade in here. I'm long from this area right here with my stop right below that area, but I would like to see the development in here in this whole leg. So I'm kind of closely watching that on the 1 hour chart right here. I for me, I don't see anything that right in here. Price already picked up that garbage liquidity. This move down needed to maintain it right now. Like in this hourly candle, it moved a little bit up into that gap or that thin area in here. Maybe there could be something on the lower time frame that this guy is picking up, right? So if this wants to still go down, that's fine by me. Just drone trade below that 56,800 area. I think if price goes back down to 56,800, it's a pretty good long again, just to see if there is some bullish pressure right in here. So for me, right, buy in here, maybe a buy in that area, and then if I mean, to begin with, I'll open up if I buy in here, I'll open up my stop right there again. And if price starts to break that, maybe starts to see how it trades back into that base. But most likely, I think if it starts breaking that area, I think the move is likely to be much lower. Still, price could react out of this area, and at that point in time, we'll have to see how price actually trades back into that area. We'll have to see if that calls for a position in here or not. But I think right now it's bullish. I don't think it breaks down. I think that it consolidates here. Most likely, if it holds pretty good, and if and I'm making a video on this one because the risk profile on this trade is pretty good. So even if you take a long right here, that's 57,700 or something, and then place a stop right there at 55,000, like $2,000 loss. But the potential gain, if it starts moving, then I don't see much stopping, because right here, it this liquidity here has been taken out of our way. That hole is dealt off. Price moved its momentum into that area. Momentum break on this swing, so this move down needed to maintain. Similarly, momentum break here. Price cleaned up this, moves down. I could go on, but another momentum break right here. Similarly, price is just coming back in here. So I think it holds. I think it's a pretty good setup. Very good risk profile. I think it moves. I think it moves. I think it moves much higher. Well, there could be some stalling there, but again, all-time highs, I think, from here. But if it starts coming back below that area, or even just as I told you, below that low, I think it's game over for me. For at least in the short term, we'll see how it plays overall. But yeah, but I'm carrying some positions in here. I would like to see them move up. If not, I'll take a loss on this one. And yeah, we'll see how. And yeah, basically, just even if it works, like even if it works here, right here, I think the target of the upside's pretty concise. I just take a fib extension on this, basically this whole range here, which is in control right now. So just above that, and the potential targets are around 80,000 and then 89 or 90,000 or something. So again, for starters, would like to see price hold right in here, and yeah, we'll see how this one will play out. If it holds, I think it's looking pretty constructive then. And yeah, that's it.